Elon Musk suggests people who subscribe to Twitter Blue should be able to pay with Dogecoin. So let's get right into this story. Elon Musk is tweeting about Twitter again. This time, he's come up with a slew of suggestions for Twitter Blue, the social media giant subscription service. They include a price cut, the option to pay in Dogecoin, and banning ads. The billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, who now owns 9.2% of Twitter, is a prolific Twitter user, often moving markets with his tweets. He was appointed to Twitter's board of directors on Tuesday and said he looks forward to working with the board to make significant improvements to Twitter in the coming months. Launched in June, Twitter Blue is the social media giant's first subscription service for those willing to pay for exclusive access to special features such as an undo tweet feature, customized Twitter app icons, and the ability to add bookmarks. In a series of tweets on Saturday, Musk suggested there should be no ads and that the subscription price be cut. Everyone who signs up for Twitter Blue, i.e., pays $3 per month, should get an authentication checkmark, he tweeted. Price should probably be $2 per month, but paid 12 months up front. An account doesn't get checkmarked for 60 days, so watch for credit card chargebacks and suspended with no refund if used for spam, he said, and no ads. The power of corporations to dictate policy is greatly enhanced if Twitter depends on advertising money to survive, he added. And here's the thing that people need to really understand, right? The reason why this could be such a big deal is you got to view this like, let's say for like example, like Disney Plus or Netflix or some of these news websites that have a subscription service, right? If they have a subscription service and if the majority of their money that they're making every single year is because of that subscription service, that means they don't have to rely or do whatever these advertising companies want them to do. So, for example, let's say that politically you are on the far left. You could be able to say whatever you want to say if you survived based off subscriptions. Same thing could be said to someone who's on the extremely far right? Or even an extremely center libertarian, freedom above all else. If you basically survive on subscriptions due to people who watch you or listen to you, or if your customers are in a subscription service base, then you basically have way more freedom available to you compared to people who purely rely on advertisements to survive, right? This is how you could get some like influencers that will start saying some really crazy stuff solely because they are reliant on the advertising money by those companies. And so if those companies want them to say something, they're going to say it. If those companies want them to not say something, they're not going to say it, right? Instead of them actually having their own opinion. So that's something to really understand. So Musk also proposed that the pricing should be proportionate to affordability and in local currency. Maybe even an option to pay in Doge, he suggested, referring to the cryptocurrency. Twitter has yet to respond to CNBC's request for comment, and the Twitter Blue service is available in only the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. The undo feature lets subscribers change their tweet before it goes live. It is not an edit feature, which Twitter users have often requested. It's not an edit button, but a chance to preview and revise your tweet before it's posted for the world to see, the company has said. So I think this is actually a good idea, honestly, because if Twitter ends up going more of a subscription base and they survive more so by subscriptions and not by the advertisements, then they could basically do whatever they want. Now, that could be bad depending on some people's viewpoints, but it gives them a lot more flexibility as to what they can do, because they're not going to have someone that is basically pulling on their financial streams. So something to think about. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.